Okay, so I am finally done with politics, and I can proudly say that I am done with it, okay? Because I have not participated in politics, drama, or any, what is it, like social issues. Even though I still like social issues and I still every now and then dabble in it, for the most part, I haven't been dabbling with social issues. And these issues, what they consist of essentially, are issues like red pillars, economy, what else? Male and social, male and female dynamics. The dating market, all of that. I'm no longer, I'm not dabbling into that as much anymore. Mainly because most people online, whenever I listen to their opinions, the opinions are just not. They're not substantiated by literally anything. It's all emotivism. I'm done with all of that. I'm done listening to people talk about how they feel when I want to talk about the actual substance as to why certain actions, occur, right? So I haven't been participating in drama, politics, or social issues, and I'm glad, man. And I haven't listened to anything related to politics or drama. As you guys know, like in today's climate, especially on the internet, on YouTube, even on X or whatever social platform you go on, you will always come across a couple of people who will, a couple of channels, pages that will explain to you what's going on with Clavicular's life or Sneako's life, or perhaps anything that's going on in politics. It'll dominate the headline and potentially dominate your day, because when you listen to these stories, they elicit a lot of anger, and so you probably most likely have a bad day for the rest of the day, right? So I have been staying away from that. I'm so happy, and I don't plan on returning. As a matter of fact, I have 3 channels. I have this one now that I'm gonna be participating so much more in, because I really just want something that's just simple. It's not overly complicated, which, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to pursue complex topics, but this is mostly just for myself and just a diary for me to just put out there. I think it's easier than to write everything down, although I don't have a problem writing anything down. As I don't know if you guys could see, let me show you guys. Let me switch this, but when you take a look, I have like all of these like notes here. They're all like notes, and like, it's a bunch of like notes, one-liners, all sorts of stuff that I have in my mind, ideas. I like to do that, and instead of it is a lot. Look at that. And instead of writing all of this stuff down, I feel that I should begin to organize myself now that I won't participate in social issues, politics, or any of that stuff. So going back to this, let's see. I'm so much happier. It's been about a month or two, and I'm happy about that. It's been about a month or two. I didn't realize how much not just politics, drama would affect the viewer. Normally it would be innocuous to a viewer, but drama channels still manage to elicit anger. Yeah. So this is another thing too. When it comes to drama channels, it seems like there's some sort of like euphoric induced castigation. What that means is that like we have a group of people, or actually viewers, who will come together and they will crap on a content creator just because they have a particular character trait that they find absolutely annoying, absolutely grating, and they just want to just take off. They want to take out their anger on this woman or this man, right? So I noticed that we all have these biases, right? Even I have them, right? There's certain character traits that I do not like, and when they're portrayed on a particular person or a particular content creator, I tend to dislike that content creator so much more, even though I don't know him. And even though I'm aware that I don't know this content creator, for some reason, it still elicits this anger. So I have to abstain from any of that content. I don't watch it anymore. So content creators like Pegasus, Destiny, because he is somewhat of a drama channel, because obviously he talks about Hassan, he talks about Ethan Klein. That's another one too, H3H3. I don't listen to their podcast. I don't listen to Hassan. I don't listen to any of these guys anymore, because they're all just riddled with drama, all riddled with crazy, insane political talking points. It's not healthy for a person to just intake that, right, and carry that throughout the day. So I am not participating in any of the drama channels. I've already unsubscribed from every single drama channel. I'm no longer participating in it. So I'm happy that that's the thing of the past for me. Let me go ahead and extend this just a little bit more so then we can have a little bit more room to play with. So moving forward, this is what I have here. I want to create content that is more about my relation with life and be as honest as possible. Obviously, I want to keep some thoughts to myself, but share stories that I don't mind sharing. So yeah, this is another thing too. Like I have a lot of stories. I feel like I have some experience that that I can relate with people on, and I want to talk about that stuff. I do also bring a lot of skills to the table, so I have a lot of interesting things that I do throughout my life that I really like to do, that I like to bring forward to you guys. Maybe we could relate in some level. So that's kind of what I want to do, and this kind of goes back to what I was stating earlier, that I just want this to be a channel where I just come and just talk about my life. Also, I do also want to speak a lot more calmly. I don't want to speak fast. I'm so used to speaking fast. Hopefully it's not a problem, but I do want to set a mood when it comes to these videos. I just want to just keep it light and just kind of come here and just kind of give you guys kind of like this ambience where you can come and just be yourself. It's very quiet. I want something like that, which I don't think I will be able to accomplish something like that because I just have so many ideas, so many things running through my mind. But for the most part, yeah, I want to not talk about myself in a self-centered manner, but I do want to talk about myself because potentially we can relate on that level, right? And I do also, because I want to become social, I do also want to talk with people online because, yeah, man, I think that connection is important. And one of the biggest problems, one of my issues, concerns, is that I'm not social enough. And here's the thing, okay? Before people start jumping on my neck and start saying like, you say you're going to be social, what happened? Like, it's already been 2 months. Yo, listen, man, I have programmed myself to be a lone wolf for years. Okay. So it's not going to be a simple fix where, within the next month or two, I'm going to be a completely reformed person. This is going to take many months, maybe even years. So I will gradually come out of my shell. It's going to take that long. Absolutely. Unfortunately, when you develop a habits, they die hard. Okay. And I'm no exception to that. I'm human just like you and human just like everyone else. Right. So it's going to take some time, but that's potentially the goal. If not, then I'm gonna just fall back to being a lone wolf. I don't mind either way because I love to study. I love to just create. I like to just be in my own room. I like to be in my own space. Every single time I go for a walk, I like to go for a walk on my own. I don't really like to have people next to me. Even my closest friends, I don't like to have even them like accompany my walks, right? I just like to just go on my own and just live in my own world. I think that, and here's the thing, right? It's not depressing, I promise you, okay? But I think that reality is incredibly boring, okay? It's incredibly boring. And so I want to escape into this fantasy world where the sky is always a twilight purple and pink. The sun isn't out. Like, I don't like the sun. I know it sounds weird. I don't like the sun. I like the sun to sit permanently in this like sunset-like state with beautiful stars out in the sky, right? You can see them twinkling in the sky. Yeah, I want a landscape, waterfalls. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, I even see unicorns in my imagination, just running on the fields. That to me is like beautiful, and I want to live in that world. I draw that world. I this is why I love illustration, because I can draw. I like to draw environments like that. I mean, I haven't drawn any environment like that as of late. I don't have any images, but I do have one recent image. Let me show you guys. This is like the best that I could show you guys. But you see this right here, how like there's like this is not like the sky that I'm telling you. It's a lot more exaggerated. It's so much more pink. And then of course the sunset here, that's permanent. This is an illustration I did, by the way. And then yeah, like it's just a very, very colorful sky, right? So this is not an accurate representation of what I'm talking about, but this is something as to what I imagine my universe, my imagination conjuring up. So that's kind of what I want to create. I also want to talk about new things that I have learned. I love writing thesis papers. I love exploring new skills. So this is another thing to it. Like, I love writing thesis papers. I love writing, I guess, school essays, right? But in my own format, in my own way. I love writing thesis papers because it allows me to be much more clear with my arguments and what I want to believe, right? So I love writing these. I may share them with you guys. I absolutely, actually, no, it's not that I may. I will share them with you guys. If I ever come across something that I find absolutely interesting and I want to share it with you guys, I am absolutely going to do that. Because I think it's important, right? Like, if we want to connect, then I think it's important for me to allow you to come into my world, right? So, or how I see things. I think that's important. Let's see. I'm still deciding if I should talk to people. There's something that has been on my mind where I will talk to someone and make some content with them. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, okay. So I see what I'm saying here. So this is another thing as well. I have been thinking of creating content with people, right? Where I just go online, I pick out random people, and then you and I, we just talk for like 30 minutes to an hour. I think that would be pretty cool, you know? Just kind of get to know people, just see where they're at. Hopefully they're okay. You know, and from there we get that little small experience and we just walk away, right? So I don't know if I want to do that though, because again, like I said, like I'm like a mega super experienced, high level lone wolf. That's not a good thing, because obviously I'm like super isolated. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that. I don't think that this is going to happen anytime soon, but if it does, and I feel like there's some sort of spark that I can just kind of use for motivation, then I'll absolutely do that. But for now, I'm more or less stuck in this position of being a lone wolf. Okay, I love being alone. The reason why is truly I love being alone. I don't like people coming into my imaginative world. I always wanted a world that is solitary and mine to construct. With politics and drama, the world is heavily disrupted. Okay, so I want, like I told you guys earlier, like I have an imagination. I create my own world. It's imaginative. I like being there. I like existing there. Every single time I go for a walk, I just think about escaping into this imagination land. The thing is that I always think of stories where I'm the entire, well, I have, this is going to be weird, but like I have like two characters. I have myself, which is like the good protagonist, and then I have like an evil clone of mine, or an evil twin that is the antagonist, right? But we're always like, we're like together. We always fight like different like challengers, and I don't know. It's a crazy story world. It's like world building, but it's crazy stories that I always like to think of and position myself in. Every single time I go for a walk, it's so much fun for me to do that. So yeah, you know, I love being in that world. So that's just a little bit more of an elaboration of what I'm trying to say here. So nothing new. And then of course, politics and drama. You guys already know this corrupts. Politics and drama corrupts the imaginative world, or my world. So I'm glad that I purged it from my life. I want to return to that harmony, and if I don't know if people will ruin that. Okay. So again, like I don't know, because look, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you guys something right now. Actually, before I tell you guys that, let me finish reading this. I was recently triangulated. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about it. I was recently triangulated, and this absolutely disrupted my world. I don't want to allow another person in. So recently, because I come from the world of politics, social issues, and drama, I recently got triangulated. Okay, and if you don't know what that means, is essentially it's like when you have like more than two people or more than three people kind of attacking you from different angles. You can't defend yourself, because every single time you attempt to defend yourself, one of them is going to jump in, and then they're going to tone police you. They're going to shut you down before you can defend yourself, and then the others are just going to come in and try to like impose their own beliefs or whatever they're attempting to impose on you in that moment. So recently I had that. I did not like it, man. I got jumped by 3-4 people, and I did not like it. Okay, because I was having a debate with them. The debate was, you know, I don't want to talk about like what we were debating, but just know that like I was on the opposing side, and all 4 of them just like jumped me. They didn't allow me to get my point across. They didn't allow me to correct their points, because believe it or not, like a ton of what they were saying was just incredibly invalid. Their logic was incredibly flawed. So even if you sit there, because the entire time I was just sitting there like, you know, well, you're straw manning, it's a slippery slope. This is a loaded question. It's an unrealistic hypothetical. Like I was calling everything out. And even with like that level of solid ground game when it comes to like, you know, logical construction, it didn't work, because at the end of the day, there's no way you can win a match between 4 against 1, because when you have 2 bad faith actors that are attempting to do everything to shut you down, it's so difficult to, kind of fight that, and then you have the other two just kind of like, the other two weren't as bad. I know one of them was just trying to have a regular conversation. The other one was stepping in to try to defend me, but it just wasn't enough, because there were times where, like, a loaded question was proposed and they would all ask me to answer the question, even though like the loaded question is just an incredibly flawed hypothetical. So I don't know if I want to let people in right now. That's, for me to say all of that kind of ties into what I was saying here. I don't know if I want to allow people in at this very moment. I have been recovering from that, so that's good. I thought that it was going to take a lot longer, but I am recovering pretty well from that. So I don't know if I want to let people in currently. I feel like I need a bit more time. Even though like I still have to like fight off or like learn how to rewire the entire issue with the whole lone wolf mentality. So yeah, there's that. Unless they have a reputation already established and I see that they are quite intelligent, I'm more than willing to have them on. But that's only if I can manage to bring myself to sharing the space with another person. Okay, so yeah, like I mentioned, sharing the space with another person is very difficult for me to do. Again, it's not because I think I'm better than them. It's just it's very difficult for me to fight off or find loopholes into my own mentality, which is the whole lone wolf stuff. I like my own world. I love being there. For many, many years, I've never really had anybody trying to come into my world. So, because of that, I have been existing in my world for so long. No one's ever knocked at the front door. So, there's nobody to ever let in. But then that's going to change the more I start to upload. And then regarding this, unless they have a reputation already established and I see that they're quite intelligent, yeah, like if I see that you are a content creator and I see that you are actually quite intelligent and you actually have pretty good self-awareness, then I am probably most likely going to bring you on. I do want to talk to you, because anybody who has, a good level of metacognition, I think that is somebody that I can definitely trust, because usually people who have high levels of metacognition, they are more likely to empathize with people. So, I do want people like that who can empathize with other people, put themselves in other people's shoes to ensure that we both are on the same page and we're not just trying to dominate over each other, right? That's not the whole point of having a discussion or attempting to talk with someone else, right? So yeah. I responsibly engage with politics. I still think it's important for us to engage with social issues. I'm not calling it politics, because calling it politics implies that there is a debate discussion. Okay, so this is another thing too, like, still regarding politics. When I say that when I'm responsibly engaging with politics, this doesn't mean that I'm going to go and listen to political pundits online. What I'm going to do instead is that if I ever have to go and fill out a ballot, right? I'm sure that you guys know that you guys get ballots every other 4 years, 2 years, because of the midterms, or if there's some sort of polling going on because locally there's an election, then I'm no longer going to rely on people to guide my decisions. Although I haven't allowed people to guide my decisions in a very long time, but I want to do the research into these propositions or these candidates, because that's much more responsible than listening to people online tell you how you should think, or listening to people tell you how you should live your life or what policies you should engage with. So I cut all of those people out of my life. If I ever go and watch political pundits, it's not to subscribe to them and listen to them over and over. I just want to listen to the entertainment. That's all I'm going for. And then I'm pulling back, but overall, I am not listening to political pundits. Every single time I go online and then on my For You page on YouTube, there's a political pundit, I just click uninterested. I don't even engage with it, dude. I just leave. Lately, I have been watching people with talent, because I've always been fascinated with people who have talent and skills. So I have been much more fascinated with that than, politics or social issues. I still want to do thesis papers on social issues, but I don't know how often I'm going to do that. We know that the discussion and debate does not work unless you are in academic space where the moderators can hold the two debaters accountable. Okay, so this is another thing too, another thing that I learned. Okay, so one thing that I've learned is that debate online on YouTube, it just simply does not work. You will never walk away learning something if you listen to two people debate online, because nobody cares about the truth. Nobody's there to help people understand a certain issue. Instead, it's all about optics. It's all about domination. And that's not the kind of environment I want to be in. So where I got triangulated, that's exactly the kind of environment that they were fostering, where they just want to dominate other people, especially people who think differently from them. They just want to dominate them. They don't want anything to do with whatever is going on in society, because obviously, as you guys know, society doesn't stay stagnant. It always progresses or regresses in some cases and progresses in other cases. But that for the most part, that's kind of like the issue, right? Like, they won't speak about the truth. They just want to look good optically, and they want to dominate. So debate discussions online does not work. But if you're in an academic setting where you have moderators and judges who are judging your how many times you commit logical flaws, then I think that is a great environment to debate. But other than that, online debate, it's more or less about optics. Anytime I get a ballot, I will do my due diligence and study the propositions and the candidates that are on the ballot, rather than listening to pundits online tell me what to think about the issue. Okay, so I already discussed this, so yeah, I'm that's where I'm at. So these are my notes. This is my what do you call it? My diary, my journal. Let me know what you guys think about that. This is the stuff that I've learned, and I'm pretty happy that I'm moving on from that channel, which, by the way, if you guys don't know, that was a monetized YouTube channel. Moving away from it. I cannot stand that channel. I don't want to go back to that channel. I love the people there, the people who supported me there, but I just can't go back to that channel, man. I want to start fresh with a new audience, with new people. And yeah, I don't want to make this political. I don't want to make this drama filled. I just want to learn about myself. I want to document my own achievements, what I've learned, and I kind of want to share that with you guys. I think it's important for us to learn, right? So you guys let me know what you guys think about that. And yeah, man, I'm excited for this channel.